This is the presentation about the Win PC app, a better tool to connect with volunteers and win elections. This app is not for everybody. Connecting common sense candidates with aligned volunteers to successfully win elections through innovative campaign strategies that effectively reach swing voters for victory. The important thing is, how does WinPC app define common sense? Our platform is designed exclusively to serve political candidates who are committed to advancing common sense principles that strengthen families, protect fundamental rights, and promote economic freedom. The candidate who agrees with the common sense values pledge and wants to use the Win Political Campaign app is very welcome. So we have 5 statements that every candidate needs to agree with if they want to use the WinPC app. These are religious liberty and conscience rights. I preserve the right of conscience for all citizens, including their freedom to practice the tenets of their faith. Number 2, the protection of human life. I protect innocent human life from conception to natural death. Number 3, traditional family values. I defend the natural family and natural marriage, one man and one woman, the foundation building blocks of society. Number 4, parental rights. I restore the natural right of parents to determine the best way to educate, raise, and care for their children. And free market economics. I promote free market economic policies that empower our families to achieve their highest potential. The big problem of political campaigns is that 60 to 70% of your campaign volunteers will quit before election day. Why is this vital loss? There's various researches about it, and it is not a prediction. It is a documented reality from multiple researchers on volunteer retention and specifically political campaign volunteer retention. We have AmeriCorps, Census Bureau 2023, Stanford University 2021, Urban Institute, 2 researchers, and the Pew Research. The outdated top-down management structures are a big reason. All existing software solutions rely on top-down, which is outdated. It's not embraced by Gen Z. Gen Z wants to volunteer at their own time and availability. Number 3, coordination inefficiencies due to campaign management's time constraints. So often, campaign managers are totally overwhelmed. They don't have time. Volunteers often feel micromanaged or left alone. And there are volunteer pools that include many first-time, low-commitment participants who just do not feel engaged and they leave again. They feel burnout and disengagement. Political campaigns increase the percentage of dropouts with compressed timelines, limited management infrastructure, and high burnout tasks. So Win is the solution. We do have a volunteer-centric design. The research from AmeriCorps shows that nonprofits lose 1 in 3 volunteers annually. For political campaigns, where compressed timelines, repetitive tasks, and top-down management amplify burnout, practitioners estimate that the numbers climb up to 60 to 70%. And that is the volunteer capacity gap that the WinPC app was built to close. Our architecture is closing that gap. Why are we different? Because we have the autonomy first volunteer coordination. The WinPC app replaces the top-down micromanaged task assignment model identified by the Urban Institute as a primary driver of volunteer attrition with a self-service platform where volunteers choose their own tasks and their own timing. That is what Gen Z embraces and Gen Alpha. Values-aligned volunteer matching. The Common Sense Values Pledge pre-qualifies volunteers around shared principles before they ever engage, solving the motivation and mission alignment gap that Harvard Kennedy School research identifies as critical to sustained civic participation. What does that mean? It means that the candidates are agreeing with the Common Sense Values Pledge, and the volunteers are agreeing as well to the Common Sense Values Pledge. That is why there is a perfect alignment. Number three, organizer time reclamation. By eliminating the manual coordination, the burden of spreadsheets, phone calls, and emails, most likely that consumes 15 plus hours for the campaign manager per week. And WinPC app frees the campaign manager to focus on strategy versus instead of logistics. And then point four is extremely important. That's one of our strong suits, which is a gamified retention architecture. WinPC app bakes volunteer retention best practices directly into the platform through gamification, rewards, and fun engagement mechanics that turn the volunteering from a chore into a movement. The best thing is to make the whole thing viral and to turn it into a movement. So instead of losing volunteers, you will actually gain volunteers, because the people that do volunteering with the WinPC app will tell others, will tell friends, they will join, and suddenly you have an army of volunteers that goes out for you. The fundraising bonus. Other platforms don't care about your finances. Win does. We have a very transparent revenue sharing in the WinPC app, which means the campaign, you keep 98%, the WinPC app keeps 2%. Platform takes only 2% of donations processed, delivering 98% directly to the campaign. That is industry leading. Your existing donation platform that you're using on your website is the same platform that we are using. You just create a separate link, which means it is trackable, very easy at the end of the month. In your donation platform, you have, for instance, $10,000 coming in through your website, and you have $15,000 coming in through the app. And we will only get the 2% from the 15,000 that were raised through the app. And it's very easily trackable through a separate link. No problem at all. Then there is an unbeatable ROI. It is important how you invest your campaign funds. Check the ROI. Other platforms create expenses. Win is a win for you. Even with modest estimates, county campaigns can generate $21,000 monthly from just 200 volunteers who are earning $25 per week each. That return on investment is 1,670%. That is unheard of. If you go to the county level with 500 volunteers, you reach an ROI of over $2,500, and you can bring in over $50,000 per month. On the state level, with 5,000 volunteers, you are reaching an ROI of over 6,500%, and you can bring in over $500,000 with the WinPC app. Of course, estimated ROI based on industry volunteer retention data and individual campaign results may vary. How do you understand? How can we understand these ROI projections? These are realistic scenarios based on active volunteer engagement. We have three different assumptions: a conservative, a moderate, and a strong assumption. In the conservative, we are saying that a volunteer contributes 1 hour per week. One volunteer contributes only 1 hour per week to the campaign, and he secures in that hour, let's say, 2 donations, one for $10, one for $15. That is the $25 per week on average that the 200 volunteers are bringing into the campaign. Then we have a moderate, where a volunteer dedicates 3 to 4 hours weekly with a focused fundraising effort. And we believe that in a week, the volunteer can bring in $75 in donations. And then we have the strong, which is $150 per week. These are highly engaged volunteers spending 6+ hours on coordinated outreach. The very important point is the key insight. Even if only 25% of your volunteers actively fundraise at the conservative level, which is the lowest tier, 25% on the lowest tier, you will still see a massive positive return on investment. The gamification features in the WinPC app are specifically designed to maximize volunteer participation and effectiveness. We do have flexible pricing. Depending on where you run, Win offers county, district, state pricing. And let me say that right now, if somebody runs in a city, that is also the lowest tier. That is the county tier or city tier, okay? So we do have two solutions. One is the complete campaign solution. The other one is the WinPC app base solution. Now, recommended is the complete campaign solution for various reasons. You see on the right-hand side next to our logo, a different logo here, a blue logo, which is the M for MapSite. MapSite is providing for the WinPC app a geospatial data package, which is a MapSite IP protected voter intelligence. This voter intelligence allows us to use people movement data that is current and actual. It's not outdated. And it shows us who are the most likely swing voters in this district, in this zip code, in this county, in the state. So you do have the amazing opportunity with the complete campaign solution to actually being able to target the swing voters with your outreaches, with your door knocking, because this is actual current data regarding the people movement. So while other campaigns are using very outdated databases, and everybody uses the same, the Democrats and the Republicans, and there's many outdated old platforms that you purchase this data, and then in reality, when the people door knock, people are not living there anymore. We hear stories like that all the time. That is why our model is here so much more advantageous, because it trusts and is founded on actual current data of the last 30 days. So multifaceted data analysis, proprietary algorithms identify critical voter groups, all volunteer seats are included for your chosen tier, and you do get priority support with the complete campaign solution. The base solution is also ready in 48 to 72 hours. We do have the gamification in both places. We have a real-time campaign dashboard, and I will show you how that dashboard looks like. And there's fundraising tools. The integrated donation tracking is in both solutions, the complete and the WinPC app-based solution. So let's look at the price levels. We have the county or city level, district level, and state level. The complete campaign solution is $1,199 per month. The district level is $1,999 per month, and the state level is $7,999 per month. And the reason for that pricing is that the geospatial data package is roughly 50% of that price, because the data needs to be purchased and is then running through a multiple analysis process that identifies exactly where the swing voters are. and that is advantageous for you. The base package is pretty much half the price. So $599 per month for the base only, $999 and $3,999 per month. And included are 200 volunteer seats for the county level, 500 for the district level, and 5,000 volunteer seats are included on the state level. Any additional seats you can have, of course, you can use many more volunteers, and you only pay 50 cents per volunteer per month more. Okay, and there are added increment levels by which you can increase. And so that is these are the price points. And the win difference is that well-known legacy platforms like, for instance, i360, Votive, Nation Builder, they all use the same old databases, and it's something that is the same old, like you have experienced it in the last 15 to 20 years. That is why the WinPC app is so different. It's a complete different architecture. It's a cutting edge new app, and people are engaged and happy, and they want to be active with this app for you, for the campaign manager. Let's watch in 38 seconds.
Campaigns are facing a crisis, losing 60 to 70% of volunteer capacity, with volunteer coordination becoming more challenging than ever. That's where WinPC comes in. A platform designed to give volunteers the autonomy they need while keeping campaigns running smoothly. With WinPC, volunteers have the freedom to choose the tasks they want, when they want. No micromanagement, just self-sufficiency. Campaigns thrive with more engaged, self-motivated volunteers. WinPC puts them in control. Join the movement. Visit winpcapp.com today and empower your volunteers.
So we are coming now to downloading the WinPC app. So if you have an Apple phone, put on your camera and hold it over the left QR code and download the app. And if you have an Android, go to the right QR code and download the app. It downloads very fast. It's probably done in 30 seconds or so. And then you have the WinPC app on your phone. You can click on it and click on campaigns, and you will see all the different campaigns that are already listed. And there's more and more campaigns going to be listed here in the very near future, as this is becoming more and more known, and people really that have this value system, because not everybody can use the WinPC app, but those that have the Common Sense Values Pledge value system, they can choose to be on there, and it is to their best advantage to be listed on the app and to be seen, so that volunteers can actually also say, hey, I want to volunteer for you. I want to go out. I want to door knock. I want to make you known. And so let's look at the once somebody has downloaded the app, they can actually volunteer for a certain campaign, which means your campaign, once you are either with the base solution or with the complete solution, the volunteers can contact you and say, I want to volunteer for you. We are taking as an example Eric Ching, who is listed on the campaign. The volunteer says he's creating a task, which means he's ready to door knock. And that is wherever he is and at the time that he wishes to work or he has time. So the system allocates 10 different addresses around the person that wants to door knock for Eric Ching. And the other advantage that we have is that those addresses that are being shown to the volunteer are already run through a deduplication process. So that means that if somebody has already door knocked a specific house for Eric Ching, it's taken off, and another volunteer is not being sent to the same door. So because we don't want to harass the homeowners, so we have this deduplication process. If Eric Ching volunteer was already there, that address is not going to show up on the list for the new volunteer. Those 10 addresses are available to knock for 6 hours. And for instance, if the volunteer now goes and only has time for 3 doors, the other 7 will fall off after 6 hours and will be available after 6 hours to be knocked again by any other volunteer in the future. Okay, so they see the 10 addresses, they choose one of the addresses here, and they see the address where they're going. So this is the map view where they're going. If they click on help, there are some help items in there, how to register to vote. If that question comes up and they find out that the person is actually not registered there, they can help them through the process of how they can get registered. So then if they click on info, they get statistical info that is for this congressional district. So you will see how the statistics line up for this congressional district. And the survey that the door knocker is giving back to the campaign has these items here. And for instance, party affiliation, voting history, household composition, an estimated income bracket, issue preferences, very important. What is important to them? Campaign sentiment, duration of the survey, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. The volunteer can rate the interaction, can leave a note here, can say do not revisit, and then submit. Very easy. We're going to look now at the campaign manager's backend, because this will help you adjust and fine-tune your campaign strategy to win.
New things to note are message board. So as discussed, we've now got messaging. So any admin can come in and they can view and read existing messages and also edit those and delete them. So you can come in here in the text editor, edit, put links in, or you can also delete, save and update. But how do I create a new one? So, okay, I've come in, I want to create a new message. There's the add message up here. I just click that, add a title, add the content in as I want it, and I can set the audience. So do I want it to be campaign admins only or all campaigners? And then simply post a message. If you're in that campaign and it's set to all, you will see it. So easy way for those campaign admins to distribute the message across the campaign, or equally communicate with those with the admin level role. So that's messaging. That's also been implemented into the mobile apps. So you'll be able to, in a read-only fashion, see those messages again according to your role within the campaign. But I guess more significantly, we have looked at the survey, surfacing the survey data in an aggregated form using zip code to help with the aggregation. Again, I know we talked about it a lot, but away from the individual to de-risk the application. So this is how that has manifested in the application. So we are looking at all data for the Cheyenne campaign, so all kind of ground game survey activity, door knocking, and the results of those surveys. You can view all of them, or you can look at individual zip codes. You can also click on the map to view those. So if I click here, it will kind of zoom into that zip code and show me the specific data for that zip code.
One of the very important points is also data security. The WinPC app is rewriting the rules on campaign data privacy. That is hugely important. Other campaigns have a real data trust crisis, and that is because they're using platforms where this real data trust crisis is created. We are different. Our platform stores aggregated neighborhood data. We are not storing individual voter records. So the question is, when you see all that, all the advantages of the WinPC app, would you like to start now? This is a quote from Wolfgang, that's me, the CEO and founder of the WinPC app. Give your campaign a trust advantage that your competitors cannot match. Let's turn privacy into your campaign's strongest selling point. And we want to say thank you for your time for the presentation. And the question is, are you ready to start winning? If so, please contact us, wk@winpcapp.com. The website is winpcapp.com. My LinkedIn profile is Woof. And the absolute minimum, if you're really on the fence, the absolute minimum of what you should be doing is to list your campaign on the WinPC app today. List your campaign profile on the WinPC app and connect with motivated volunteers who share your traditional values and common sense principles. Listing your campaign is a one-time investment. It's Common Sense Values Pledge verified. It's active throughout your whole campaign. The payment is $299 plus the credit card fees. If your campaign ends after the primary, that is when it ends. If you go through until November in California, then it ends after November plus 30 days. So it will end in December, actually. So that is the listing where your campaign will be listed on the WinPC app. It's a one-time payment. You absolutely should do that. That's the minimum. Another thing that you can do is the add-on. You can book a strategy session with the WinPC app team. It's a 30-minute, very focused session, and we'll dive into what's working, what's not, and where your biggest opportunities are hiding. And it's also $299 plus credit card fees. And in order to conclude, we have something fun. We have an official WinPC song. So just enjoy and come on board with the WinPC app.
Oh, we're out here making history. One click at time, it's a victory.
I am so glad that we are finally here.
Me
too. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun.
Real-time tracking of the votes in hand. Contact intelligence, we take a stand. From doors we knock to the voices we hear. Our moments are measured, the mission is clear. Volunteers rising, amplified to engage. With each badge earned, they define the stage. A coalition of candidates under one light. Together we'll shine in the electoral, so let's raise our voices. Let's make a pact with win on our side. There's no looking back, tracking every heartbeat, fighting for our right. Together we'll conquer, together we'll unite. Oh,
yes, that sounds like a great plan. I agree. Let's move forward with that approach.
Hearts intertwined, territory managed, we're clear on the map. With a structure so strong, we'll bridge every gap. 3 tiers of command, we move like a team.
In this game of change, we are living the
dream. Classifying contacts, every voice, every face. Knocking on doors, paving
Thank you so much for letting me know.
Fundraising integrated, our dreams take flight. A large base shine and guiding us. So let's raise our voices, let's make a pact. With win on our side, there's no looking back. Tracking every heartbeat, fighting for our right. Together we'll conquer, together we'll unite. Oh, with connection.
Thank you for connecting. This vote will really help you.
Hearts intertwined.
So thank you very much for listening. Please go to the website, winpcapp.com. Check it out. There's a lot of information there. There's also a FAQ section that is very strong, and many questions are being answered. You can go to the shop. And when you go to the shop, you have the items that are available for purchase and subscription. And please choose your level. Is it county? Is it district? Is it state? And choose the complete package or the base package. You can also just list your campaign, but please move forward with the WinPC app. We are convinced that this will help you to win your race. All the best. Thank you.